About an hour ago, Bexar County Sheriff's deputies were called by Lackland Air Force Base for an active shooter situation here on the base inside the facility. Our deputies arrived. They made entry inside the facility. They did a search where they went throughout different rooms that were open. They went on different floors looking for an active shooter. They did find 2 people who were dead. Right now it does appear to be a murder-suicide situation. However, there are still some rooms that are locked that we are still trying to gain entry into. So at this time we don't know if there are other victims. We have deputies currently inside the building doing an active search, sweeping the entire facility. In the meantime, the facility is on lockdown while this continues and while it progresses. We do believe that the shooter is accounted for. However, we want to make sure that we clear the entire facility before we make that final determination.
Can you tell us anything about the victim's relationship? Anything work together? What, male, female?
Right now, we are still trying to determine if there are other victims. That's our priority. We want to make sure that anybody who is still at this facility is safe and that they're accounted for.
Are both of the victims adults or children, and do we know if children were involved with this?
Right now, all I know is that 2 people are dead, and we are actively looking for any other victims and anyone else who may have been involved.
But to confirm, the shooter, you believe, is one of the people who was...
Right now, we do believe that the shooter is one of the people whose body has been found. However, until we are able to gain entry into those locked rooms, we're not going to know for sure. We do have other agencies here assisting us. The FBI has arrived, as well as military police. We do anticipate that we will be turning this over to the FBI, and then they will handle the investigation.
The victims?
I don't have that information.
Victims, men, women, what's the situation?
I don't have the sex of the victims.
Age?
I don't have that either. As I said, deputies are still trying to go and see if there are other victims. We do have 2 bodies that have been found, and that's all I have right now.
And this facility, what part of the base is this?
I don't have that.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you know where the bodies were found?
From what I'm told, they were all found in a room, and there may be other victims who are still here. That's something that we're working on. This is a very active situation. We don't believe that the shooter is still active. However, this is still an active scene, and we've got to make sure that if there are any other victims here, that we are able to get them the care that they need as soon as possible.
James, can you say what room, what area?
I don't have that.
What do you believe? Why do you believe that one of the people shot or the people that you found happens to be the shooter? Do you guys happen to find a weapon nearby? What leads you to believe that instead?
We have trained investigators who are inside this facility right now. They are able to look at the circumstances, they're able to look at the victims, and they were able to make that preliminary determination that it does appear to be a murder-suicide.
Is there any information that there may be more than one shooter?
At this time, we don't believe that there are any other shooters, but it is still too early to make that determination.
What should you tell families who are trying to get in contact with people who are here on the base?
Number one, we want everyone to be patient and trust that we've got this situation under control. We are going to make sure that every room is checked and that every hallway is checked, and we are going to make sure that this is done the right way. If there's anyone else in here who was a victim, we are going to find them. We're not going to leave until we find them. We are going to make sure that we have this situation resolved.
What time did this happen?
We were called roughly around 8:30 this morning.
Can you tell us anything about how many shots someone reported being fired, or what?
I don't have that information.
Any idea who the shooter is?
I don't have that information.
I'm
All right.
sorry, I didn't hear your name.
And we will continue to provide updates as long as we are in charge of the investigation on Twitter and social media.
Okay. Thanks, James.
James Keith, Keith, Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Chief Communications Officer.
Thank you. Will anyone else be coming over to talk to us?
I'm not sure. Like I said, we're preparing to hand over the investigation to the FBI, so I just wanted to get everybody.
I just want everything. Good, right?
I've got to get her in here.